So first we need to know what is CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So for example, if we have a website which has multiple pages, like this for example, and every single page has a sub-page, and in all of these pages, somewhere we are using a specific style, for example in these three. And then on these two, we're using a different style. On the main page, we are using a different style. So if you see, we have three different types of styles on all the pages of a website we have. So what we can do is we create a file, a CSS file, a cascading style sheet, and then just use it there in all these files. And when there is a change needed, we do the change right here in this file, and then it automatically cascades in all those files. That's why it's called cascading style sheet. Why style sheet? With this approach, we can style the HTML tags, or we can beautify web pages. So I will quickly explain the anatomy of a cascading style sheet, and then we will jump in to a practical example. So the first thing is something called a selector, and then you have brackets, and then you have something called property name, and then you put colon signs, and then you put the value for that property, and then a semicolon, and then you can repeat the property name and value and so forth, and then you close it. So that's the anatomy of a CSS code. You have a selector. Now I'll explain what kind of selectors you will have. Then you'll have a property name and the value, and then you can repeat this as many times as you want, and we will see that in an example. So the selectors could be with hash sign. This is for ID. I'll explain what is that and how you use it. Something with the dot is a class. So you can use a class name with the dot selector. So you can have all that thing here and here. So the other one is a direct tag name. For example, you want all the paragraph tags to have this specific style. And these property names could be, for example, text dash align, and then colon center. So if you put like that, this code will center all the paragraph tags in your HTML document. But you will need to know how to include these files, these CSS files, or these files are extension as .css, into these HTML files. So for that, there are also a few methods. One method is called in document. So we'll see that as well. The other method is inline. We'll have a look at that. The third method is external file. This is the mostly used method and recommended method. What does external file means? You create one file and then include it everywhere. What's inline means when you create a paragraph tag, then you do a style attribute like that, and then here your old CSS code will come. So this could be this part. And in document, what it means is in the ed tag of your HTML, you create a tag of style, and then you use inside the style tag all the CSS code, and then you use it inside that specific file, which is also not recommended. These two are not recommended. This is very much recommended. So let's jump in and see it a little bit in the code.